Welcome back, everybody. Today I want to do this video on a tool that I had to purchase. I was doing some brake lines, and actually they were 1/4 inch lines. And I've got the tool for the 3/16. It's made by OEM. This thing is great. This is a heck of a lot better than that old setup that you can buy. The only problem is it only does 3/16. So I was on Amazon looking around for a different type of setup and came across this set by Calvan. It comes with everything you need. It's got the 3/16, 1/4 inch, 6mm, 5/16, and 3/8. You've got all of your dies down here. And the thing I like about this, each one of these has got the base set up just like the 3/16 made by OEM. They even give you a cutter in here too with this one. So for the past couple of weeks, it seems like I've been doing brake job after brake job, brake line after brake line after brake line. And on a lot of these cars, a lot of the lines, I have to make them by hand. I mean, I could buy the sections of line in the parts store, but for me, it's cheaper to buy the line by the roll, 25-foot roll, and, just hand make them myself, put my fittings on there, and use this tool to flare the fittings. So what I'm going to do today is show everybody how this tool works and how to flare a line using it. So let me get this set up here and I'll be back. Okay, to use this kit, these are the tools you're going to need. I suggest a pair of big channel locks, a couple of small files, 7/8, what I use for the outer part of this screw part, 5mm, that is to tighten up the Allen screws that are on the fitting holder, line holder, and a 14 or 9/16 for this bolt here. So what I'm going to do is, I've got my piece of 1/4 inch line, and before you do this, you always want to make sure that the end here, see if I can get this to focus in, is smooth. It doesn't have any burrs or any kind of edges or ridges inside of it. If it does, you want to take your file, or you can take the tool that they have in there. It's like a burr remover. And what you want to do is just file this down. Make sure that it is perfectly smooth. This, I believe, is, this one was just cut. So yeah, I will have to file this one down a little bit. But essentially, I'm just going to make sure that it's nice and smooth. And I did have a round file for the inside to kind of make sure that there's no edge in here, but this one seems to do okay. Doesn't look too bad. A little rough. I'm going to clean this up, and I'll be right back. Okay, there we have it. That's looking a little better. Alright, so at this point, what you want to do is take your die, I'll call it that for lack of a better term. We want to loosen out the clamping screws here enough so that you got plenty of space to get that piece of tubing through there. Now, this is the most important part, and I can't tell you how many times I've done this, is to forget to put the fitting on. Make sure you get your fitting on there. And what we're going to do here is we're going to insert the line from the bottom so that this threaded part is up top. And what I will do is I tend to squeeze it together with my fingers so that I've got some pressure on here, because what you need to do is take this piece here, and you can see that there are kind of two steps here. You got this first mark, and then there's this second section. What we want to do is make sure that this piece of line is sticking out through this fitting at the same height of this first step on this fitting here. So as you can see, I'm a little bit short. Go down a little bit too much. That should be about it right there. And what I'm going to do is take my 5mm clamp these down nice and evenly. You don't want one side too far out and the other side's cocked. You want to make sure it's nice and even so that the line gets pinched in there nice and evenly. Get that nice and tight. Because if you don't tighten it up real good, once you go to making your flare, the line is going to be shoved right back down through here. It will not have a grip. Okay, this is what you should look like once you have it inserted into this die. Now, at this point, what I'm going to do is I am going to put my 1/4 inch fitting in here. We're going to put this on here. We're going to make sure this gets screwed down nice and evenly. And what I like to do, which is why I have these channel locks, I like to take the channel locks and grab a hold of this, take my 7/8 and twist this to tighten this up, because we don't want this coming loose down here. So let me get this tight, and I'm going to put this in a vise, and I'll be right back. Alright, so now we're going to proceed to making our flare. Actually, this will be a double flare. So now that I've got my die in there, I'm going to tighten this down. And you do not want to use any type of impact gun on this. I'm going to do this by hand. I'm going to tighten it down so you just can't get it any further. Don't have to gorilla torque it, but just make sure that it is as far down as it can go. We're going to back this off. And what we're going to do is take this whole piece off. And there is our first flare. Hope that's coming in good. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to put our piece back on here. I'm going to adjust this camera, sorry. Only this time, we're going to leave this piece out. And we're just going to put this section back on. Snug that back up a little bit. And we're going to run this down. As far as it will go. That's about it. Yeah. And we'll release that. Release that. And I'll clean that up a little bit. There we have it. There's our double flare. So, I must say, for the 70 bucks that this tool costs with the shipping, it is well worth it, because you get multiples of sizes, and it is definitely easier to use than that standard double flare tool that you can buy like at Home Depot or any other store. So there it is. Got our flare on there all together. And from this point, all we need to do is loosen up our fittings. Let me switch hands here. it may be stuck to the line a little bit, so just kind of jiggle it till it comes off. There we have it. Perfect double flare. And of course, like I said before, don't forget your fittings. I can't tell you how many times I have made these lines and realized when I got done flaring it that I didn't have a fitting on there. Yeah, it sucks. So, this helped you out any, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will catch you on the next one.